What's up guys, Kane here from HPA again. Here's a bit of an update on the HPA Scar mag that I made for my Scar. As you can see, it's a little bit different than the original one I made that was put on the YouTube channel. Originally that was actually the internal mag was part of the mid-cap design, sorry, the double stack design. It was never part of a standard Scar mag. I actually pulled the internal out, put it inside a mid-cap and ran it as one piece. Now I've actually cut up a standard Scar mag and fitted it to I think it's a Mad Bull ready mag that would normally bolt to the rail as a ready mag design to pick up when you needed it. Now it's bolted on by, I think it's 3 screws to the base of this Scar mag, and this Scar mag actually fits pretty much right along here is where the mag well or the Scar would fit along the mag well. And looking here, as you can see, the internal mag is being welded up right up and along here, so you've got no leaks. Apart from I originally made it, there's a little it must be a port up here for when they cast them. There's a little square block in here that's sealed in, and I found that after welding it, the heat kind of loosened the glue off in that little square block that sits below here, and that kind of popped out and leaked a bit, so I glued it down. It's been right ever since. And as you can see, there's a little brass tube. I think it's an old brass barrel that I've drilled out to about 7.5mm, so a mid-cap will feed perfectly through that little brass tube there. And above that there's actually a spring, and that spring perfectly feeds BB through it. Even if you do a full 90-degree loop, it will feed a BB right around. So that feeds in one single stack right to the top here. Now the hardest part about designing a mag like this is actually getting the mid-cap you want to feed perfectly and lock in as well. I found it took a lot of time and effort just to find the right spot for the mid-cap to go in, lock in, and also feed perfectly up to the top. That was the hardest part. What I'm using is a VN mid-cap magazine. I think I don't know the name of the brand, but I think they hold about 120 rounds if you really try and shove them in. And it just makes the mag a bit more streamlined. The original one was a 2-stack, so it would sit out here a bit, and because it was a high cap as well with electric winder, it would rattle quite a lot. Never fed to it. With this one, every time you change a mag, chuck one in, they feed perfectly quite well. Once they're locked in, that's not going to come out. That's pretty much it. I mean, there's not much to it apart from making sure that you actually, if you ever wanted to make one of these, certainly could just buy one of these and adapt it to fit. Like it's not an easy task, and it does take quite a while to get right. Obviously here you've got the HPA adapter that runs off my rig, and that actually is tapped into the internal mag, and I've actually drilled a hole out in the steel mag here, so it doesn't usually make contact with this mag, so it doesn't affect it in any way. And I've tapped it into the internal mag, so I've got full pressure in there all the time. Anyway, that's that mag. Here's the HPA rig and adapter that I've made. As you can see, I'm just using I think it's an Empire, well, it is an Empire HPA tank. It's a steel one, so it's pretty bloody heavy. This is a cheap low pressure regulator that actually just screws right into the top of the tank. I'm not actually a big fan of this anymore. I thought it was okay, but I found that it would it actually doesn't bring up the pressure as fast as I would like it to. If you try and spam fire the gun, you'd find that your pressure drops, and maybe the next consecutive shot wouldn't be the same pressure as the first one. So I've already ordered a new low pressure regulator. It's a AKA 2 litre. That should be here. Maybe it does. We'll update on that. And coming out of the rig it's just a piece of coil line into a check valve system. So take it out, and obviously that just screws into the here like that. Originally I had it around the other way with the female end on the mag and the male end was here, but I found enough time with the female end on the mag is that you're supposed to have it screwed in tight, and it would actually move around while you run, and that would actually cause it to kind of come loose and would leak. So by having the female end attached to you and the male end attached to the gun, that when you run the mag doesn't actually move, it doesn't actually leak because it's one piece. So that works quite well. Obviously when you power it up, that's it. I'll show you the chronograph reading in a shooting test. Alright, I'm all rigged up. I got my line in, as you can see. Charge it, and this is pretty much how it looks on the gun. So as you know, it's a lot more streamlined, more user friendly. It's got a bit of a notch here, but being right-handed, I don't have a problem with that at all. I mean, if you're left-handed, you'd put your tap into this side, but it works quite well. Alright, these are .2s, so we'll see how we go. You can see it's quite easy to work with. And this is running about 120 psi, which is what I would normally use on a field. And we get up to about, let's see, 380, 390, 390, 389. So it sits around 386 to 390 quite easily. And the good thing about it, I mean, you can stare. You know, say you've run out of HPA or got none left, switch to a basic standard mag with this design, load it up, and you're good to go again. Now, standard gas mag. It's running out of pressure, starts about 370. As you can see, running HPA, consistent pressure right to the end. Hope you enjoyed that. Let me know what you think. Alright, here's something for you. This here is now running at about 220 psi on 2s. See how it goes. 460, 450, 450, 450, 450, 446, 451. So it averages 450 at 220 on .2s. Having an interest, here's a mag full of .3s. 458, 450, 460, and that's on .3s. So there you go. No deviation at all at a different weight BB. These are definitely .3s.